Alright, guys, after about 2 years of rice training, I don't have a bucket. Traditionally, it's called rice bucket training, right? Uh, but I've got this kind of flexible box here. I like the flexibility of it. That way, I'm not like, running into the corners, scraping my arms up. But I've upgraded to pinto beans and rice. So I've got 20 pounds of pinto beans, maybe like 10 pounds of rice in there, give or take. I just did the routine I always do, and I will say it was about 25% harder, I'd say, maybe even 30% harder. So what I'll do is open and close 10 times, wrist flexion extension 10 times, radial and ulnar deviation 10 times, circles clockwise and counterclockwise. I'll do all those 10 times, then 9 times, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'll do a few more up and close to finish. I've done this routine again for about 2 years. I've changed it a little bit over that time span. I've kind of stuck with the 10 to 1 pyramid. Because that seems to be giving me a therapeutic dosage. It's sufficient for my needs. If you have not been following me or unfamiliar with the whole rice bucket training, it's essentially just a therapeutic thing to kind of get some fascia release, mobility, and circumferential resistance. Kind of almost like forearm cardio, you know? And it's just great all around for keeping your hands and wrists and even elbows healthy. I, I had a bit of an injury my first year of bouldering. Ironically, it was not even from bouldering. I like slammed my fucking ring finger and middle finger in a door. Uh, and that like fucked me up. And then I tried to climb on it, and then it hurt even more. So I started doing this because I remember my father, when he had a forearm injury, they had him doing something similar for therapy. He said it helped a lot. Um, so I was like, all right, let me go ahead and do this. I look into it, Google it. I find a lot of climbers actually do this for warming up, cooling down, prehab, rehab. So I was like, all right, it seems smart, you know? And again, been experimenting with it for 2 years. I've done it almost every day since then. So at least 600 sessions of this. And I gotta say, like, I've not hurt myself since I've started doing this. I've had very little to no joint pains, and yeah, I just love the all around pump it gives me, and it seems to be just highly beneficial. Another thing I noticed is it also kind of helps shave down the calluses. So I have any calluses that are like really built up and kind of protruding from my hands. Sometimes those will get caught on a hold I'm climbing, they'll tear, right? So this doing all the motions in the rice bucket kind of shaves them down. So that's another benefit too. But I figured I'd go ahead and upgrade my training because obviously after 2 years of this, it's gotten pretty fucking easy. So I was thinking back to old kung fu like iron hand training to do something similar to this. Actually, they would put dry rice in a jar and just like shove their hand into it, spear hands, fist, whatever kind of fucking hand techniques. Then after a year of that, they would switch to like peas, something a little more heavy. After that, they'd go to like, something like this, something like pinto beans. Then after that, they'd maybe go to like sand or something or gravel. And eventually they're just shoving their fist into like a bucket of rocks. And they developed such toughness over years and years that they can do that and it feels totally comfortable. So I figured I'd take a little page out of that book and upgrade this. And I will say it is more difficult than rice. Now, I think probably after a year of this, I'll just switch to completely filling this with pinto beans. I usually got, around 30 or 40 pounds of rice in here. I figured let me just try a mix of both, that way if I find out that beans was a dumb idea, I still got the rice to do. But I think it's a smart idea. It seems to work well. So I think next time, when this stuff expires, I'm just gonna go total pinto bean, and from there maybe try to do something a little more heavy. I don't know what, maybe just sand or something. Some with more resistance. But we'll see. Anyway, just wanted to share that. a little climbing secret. Uh, First session this was today. I might actually start tallying my sessions on this, and maybe when I get to 500 or 1,000 or something, I'll switch this out. That'll be kind of cool to record, I think. There's really no telling how much I've done this in the past with the old rice. I mean, some days I did it like 3 times a day. Some days I didn't do it at all. So I mean, I could have potentially done like 1,000 sessions on that fucker. Which is pretty wild to think. Doing something 1,000 times, guys. That's pretty. Talk about volume. That's pretty powerful. Um, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, fucking rambling at this point. Y'all take care. Peace out.